Hello there, it's Vin Jelly here and welcome to the studio. Today I'm going to be doing a watercolour of some hollyhocks. Here's the reference shot which I took amongst many others last summer. Now I started with a sketch in my sketchbook which is full size, in which I laid out the painting or drawing slightly differently from what the photograph was. I wasn't going to be bound by the exact positions of things in the photograph. The next stage was to trace this drawing exact size and then transfer that tracing onto the watercolour paper, which means that the paper is preserved in its best possible way and that I can position the drawing where I want to. So as you can see, I'm washing in the first washes, and I'm using warm and cool colours, so essentially blues and pale oranges, to just describe the form of the petals. Often in art schools it's common to do exercises painting white objects, and this is essentially to help you see in terms of tone and in terms of warm and cool colours. They don't always explain this, of course, but this is essentially what it turns out to supposedly help you see. But once you start realizing things in terms of warm and cool colors, it can be really helpful when you're trying to mix colors and understand the way light is working upon things, and not just white things. It happens to everything, but it's a really useful way of thinking about color. Is it warm? Is it cool? How do I portray that? It's just developing your own language that helps you to see things and understand colors. Whereas before you might have said, it's red, I don't understand why I'm just painting it red and it's not looking right. Well, think of it in terms of warm and cool reds, or warm and cool blues even. They each have different temperatures, so it can really help you. So the other aspect of this painting was one of design. As I said at the beginning, I selected to move things around slightly, and you don't want to be too bound by your reference necessarily, because some things are unreadable. So the folded bloom that's cutting away from the right hand bloom, it's not fully opened, and that's a bit of an awkward one. I mean, it kind of works compositionally, but it's a strange looking thing. But really I needed something there, and I didn't have enough reference to sort of invent anything else, so I've kept it in. But I've moved some of the leaves around and made them slightly different sizes. Thinking of paintings in terms of designing a painting, the word design can really help us. We don't really necessarily think of designing paintings, but it's a useful word because it helps you to think about it in a different way than just composing it. If you're thinking about it as designing it, it gives you a lot more freedom as to what you can do in terms of moving things around. Sometimes simple language can just help you rethink an approach. And I wanted to keep this fairly free. A lot of people talk about free watercolours. Well, this is nothing like a botanical painting, really. A botanical painting would take hours and hours and be very detailed and very finely observed. This is a lot freer than that. I chose to make it a lot freer because I didn't want to be bound by that. It could take a botanical artist hours and hours to do one leaf, and in that time I've probably completed this whole painting. It's a freer watercolour. Even though it's not completely free, it's bound by the lines, and here I'm emphasising a few of those lines with pencil. I wanted it to be quite a free looking thing, with just the centre of focus of these leaves, of these flowers rather, these blooms. So I'm coming towards the end, and I'm adding some suggestive warm washes in the background to contrast with the cool. And here's the final painting, and I hope you like it and hope you enjoyed the video. So please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next.